I like the Tigreal. Like, ban out the Tigreal.
Yeah.
Take out the Tig.
There
we go.
Yep.
So it's either going to be a Cho or... Nah, they want Khalid for Yawi. Oh, yeah. So Cho.
Never doubt yourself.
Never doubt yourself.
I thought it was... I was doubting a potential for a Khalid. But I believed in the Cho.
All right.
It's good.
So now we see for sure what Pandora brings into his debut match as a roamer. This is so odd.
I know they're both on egos, but they do look very different.
You mean
That's usually the case for
one
Cousins.
looks like a Greek god.
Yeah.
He's also, what, 6 foot plus?
6'2". I'd
6'2".
say a lean 170.
Yeah, that's a very Greek god pick right there with the god of Gotcha.
All right.
Gotcha.
Unless... Oh, wait, no.
We don't know.
We don't know. It could be
Yeah.
flexed. What's Flap going to play?
Okay, EXP Rome, that's where they decided to put their focus in.
Wow.
Oh, what? Toms.
All right. Back when it was Pandora in the main 5 playing in the EXP, this was a hero that was big too. So could they be channeling an old way of playing in their, you know, trust the process era of this squad?
What if it's another layer of surprise? What if Pandora, registered as a roamer, is actually playing EXP?
I mean, what's stopping them, right? You could, like, buy the roam boost mid-game. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Well, that last pick is going to be the Valentina. This is also another signature pick for Lancy, I'd say.
So,
What ultimate are you going to take for the most part?
Electrifying Beast, like, you just automatically have that.
That's just that.
Yeah. You're
That's
not,
one.
or you're going to be late entry with the Gacha ultimate. You don't need to, unless you're also looking at just taking away the diversion of the low Yi as much as you can so that you can also play into that potentially.
Reposition.
Yeah, but the trade in the middle of the map's kind of difficult for a Valentina if it's a Gacha and low Yi you're dealing with.
Outranged you are.
Yeah.
Interesting. We get a last look at the lineups here.
All dive.
Again, a whole lot of dive. Yeah, and this Thamus pick that we haven't seen too. This is what? This is debut, right?
It's a debut pick.
This is a debut pick.
With
so
a vengeance, too.
With a vengeance on the Thamus here for Flap and Pandora once again playing here for Team Falcons. The Battle of the Birds here. Team Falcons versus TNC Pro Team in this best of 3 as we jump on in.
Welcome to Mobile
Who will draw
Legends.
first blood in this series? We're going to find out. And again, a little bit of a different iteration of what people are used to seeing for Team Falcons.
Yep.
But Pandora has the experience, but we'll be able to make it work here in the roam.
I'm going to say this now. If Pandora plays an amazing game as the roamer here today for Team Falcons, 100% it runs in the family. Expect in 15 years, Unigo's son, Ogwen's son is going to be a great roamer too.
Okay, you know what? Just to put it in the context, Pandora has been playing MLBB professionally, semi-professionally for about 8 years now.
Yeah.
He started in about 17, 18. So
Yeah.
I don't put it beyond him. Like, he still plays the game, even being a 6th man.
Yeah, he started doing amateur tournaments in his neighborhood even before MPL happened. So he's been playing for a very long time. So let's see how he's going to be playing here in the roam alongside Few. This Thomas pick in the EXP lane might be targeted. It could be their take on the potential answer against a Badang. So let's see if that'll be the case. Zaida already level 4.
Forcing out a revitalize from Pandora. He responds in kind. In comes Kyle Teasy, forcing a flicker from Lancy.
Yeah.
Okay, battle spells expended on both sides there. But going to be fine nonetheless. We still got 30 seconds from that turtle to come up here. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the case too. You know, if you try to choke down on where's the weak point here for Team Falcon's composition, is it the Thamus? You know, is that the best target to go ahead and pick off if you're TNC?
Well, he'll be able to buy a lot of time. As long as he's level 4, he can bring up Quadrant, Inferno, and Vengeance. He's not going to be super tanky, but he's not going to be squishy at all. So TNC, if they're going to try to target this Tams first, they're going to need to expect that it's not going to be an instant burst, that they need to balance out the abilities they toss out.
Okay, well, Turtle's up here. First one in the game. Zaida's holding it. Pandora will go ahead and force him off of it. So that's going to go for this reset while Kyle TZ makes his way up. But Yawi is level 4. He could go for this kick.
Wonder if they know. Flap Teasy about to check in. Still doesn't
Kyle?
spot it. It's Yawi. He gets, and the kick on the Kyle Teasy. The AOG coming through. That's a stolen one. Kyle goes down. Lord JM finds 2. Double kill for TNC side. And just like that, it all crumbles for Falcons. They're being sent out of their own side of the jungle. Wow, it took a while for Kyle to find Yowie.
Yeah, no one called to check it. We thought flapteasy would, but he just walked past that shrub, and in an instant, with the flicker and the kick, Yowie able to pick off Kyle Teasy right away. And now TNC gets a big lead from that go, considering this a Harith lineup that they have. Benny Cutie doing very well in the gold lane. If TNC gets another big win, it's going to be a big, fast snowball for the Phoenix Army.
Yeah, again, the snowball for them, especially with the lineup that they have, would be really good for TNC in this game, number one. You can already see the gold building up, you know, quite quickly over on their side too. So for Team Falcons, how do they want to adjust from that? How do they want to be able to respond to that, even if it's the next objective? Once again, anytime Yowie does get the Cho, he's going to find the right targets to go ahead and kick. And so that might be something that Team Falcons has to be a little more aware of, is where is Yowie? Is he going to be able to get the setup potential off? But the fact that Few also has the Loi Yi.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hold on. Bottom side, Yowie. Okay, he's going to be fine. Pandora is helping Super Marco, so pops to revitalize, keeps him in the lane.
Yeah, good thing he decided to pop that Revitalize, because I feel like if Super Marco stayed in the red, Yowie would not have hesitated to go in. Even though he doesn't have the flicker, they could have juggled that tower. So now they thought twice about it. But yeah, in terms of the pacing, this is what we were talking about. TNC Pro Team setting the tempo, being aggressive. Yowie getting into the key spots first. He's getting more information and vision compared to Pandora. So things are going well right now for Phoenix Army. And even the Crab Coin went to Zyda there last second, able to use the Retribution to make sure he gets to secure it.
Okay, so also with this, I think it's just, when you look at Team Falcons' lineup, it might just take a little bit longer for them to really come online too. And I'm going to be keeping my eye. Oh, Flap.
Flap easy. Caught between a rock and a hard place, and two members of TNC.
Diversion.
In comes the Falcons. That's three members coming through. Lord JM expends his kit, still holding on to the fist crack. The backup was just enough. I don't know if TNC spotted that, but they back off.
They back off. Yowie is here now.
All right, Pandora in his sights. Yowie displaced. Alongside Lancy, Flap easy at half health. I don't know if they're ready for this turtle fight.
Yeah, the turtle is the next target. Both the buffs going to be up too. You can see though, Kaltizi is going to stay topside, push that tier 1 turret, while Zyda goes for his purple, and they know the turtle's up. So this looks like this is going to be a trade, an objective. Yowie's not going to find the Jikundo, so they got to trade something across the map here.
Oh, overpopulated is the turtle pit right now. Pandora right in the middle of it. Kyle Teasy gets that push. Gonna make a beeline for down bottom. And Few gets kicked, caught inside that pit. Yowie gets it. AOG coming through. That's a stolen one from Lancy. Look at the back line. Flap Teasy. And Kyle Teasy finds Lord JM. 1 for 1 so far. Few for Lord JM. Lancy going to be up next here.
No!
2 for the Falcons. Double kill for Kyle.
The gambit worked out for Falcons. They gave up the turtle, but they got a tower up top. They steal a purple buff away, and they get 2 kills to boot, and they only lose Few. They send Benny Cutie back. They're going to be able to cut this wave, and they'll be able to break another tower down bottom. It's a gambit, a long one, a big one, but Falcons was able to make the most out of it.
Again, showcasing just how good of a team they are, whether it's Ogren, whether it's Pandora. The synergy and the macro decision is still there. You got to remember, too, how long has Pandora watched, you know, the original 5 move across the map, move across the world, you know, so you plug him into this lineup, he's going to make things work just like they have in the past.
I'll tell you, Joseph.
All
this time, Pandora has been watching and taking in all the possible maneuvers that Falcon could do. And who would have thought they would have done that? I didn't see that coming. I could have sworn Kyle Teasy was going to be late.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle.
And in the middle of this fight, he gets kicked in. Too much damage coming from Benny and Yowie.
All right, overheating there was Kyle Teasy, so now Falcons, that will slow down their tempo quite a bit. Good thing they were able to take care of the top tower, but they have to give up the bottom one here, concealed by Yowie.
All right, spotted by Pandora, taken out of that conceal. They'll be using Pandora's body to defend from this push, and he's eating quite a bit. Forced user, Vitalize, Summon Force, dropped in by Benny Cutie. Here comes the backup, Flap Easy from the north. Super Marco flanking as well. Successful defense by Falcons.
Yeah, great defense. They hold on to the turret, but the turtle is up now. TNC has been 2 for 2. They're going to make their way up for this third one. Buff is up as well for Zyda. And we'll see this time around for Team Falcons if they want to go ahead and contest this or they just want to keep playing at the macro level. They already got the Tier 1 turrets down, top and bottom. So now they'd love a turtle here. They got to watch out for Yawi.
Gets a kick on the one. It's Pandora, very low. Barely holding on. AOG displacing himself. Salmon Force underneath. Benny Cutie takes a few hits from Flap. Does pop the Vengeance there. Going for the turtle now. Lancy, Lord JM circling like sharks. Zyda still very, very full on HP.
Yeah.
Few goes for the repositioning. Super Mario coming from the north as
Oh,
well.
Yawi.
They find
No!
Yawi popping the playmaker. Another Salmon Force by Benny taking out Flapteezy. Turtle secured by Kyle. Lord James running. Look at the top lane. Benny Cutie misses Super Marco. And here comes Kyle. Can't take down Benny just yet. Few flickers, but falls himself. What a trade back and forth. Kyle Teasy. Pandora to the rescue. TNC, what a clapback.
So many things happened in that fight. Kyle Teasy somehow getting the turtle, even though we thought TNC Pro Team would take it. We thought Kyle Teasy would give that up, go purple buff instead, but he was able to show up just in time. Super Marco and Few, we thought that they'd be able to get Benny Cutie after Benny Cutie missed Marco after he flickered away, but Kyle Teasy and Few could not get to him as Kyle Teasy decided to back off instead of staying with Few to finish off the job, meaning Benny Cutie now will walk out of that with a total of 4-0-1 in his KDA, but it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, just about as even as it can be at this point. Here's another fact. The Molten Scythes fire up. Flapteezy won his last Thamus game in Season 13 versus then Liquid Echo. Meanwhile, Thamus was last picked by then RSG's Nibor last season is when we saw him.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if that Thomas XP was paired up with a Hellkurt Roam.
It was that season.
Yeah, it was that season.
Flapteezy gets caught out by 4. In comes the cavalry.
Tanky.
That the cavalry being the Falcons. Lord JM dropped his ult. In comes Yawi, the playmaker. The Salmon Force by Benny. AOG stolen away by Lancy. And Marco barraging down. Taking down Benny. Gets a double, takes down Yawi. And the Falcons aren't done. Here comes Kyle Teasy serving up a third for Marco. And Lord JM walking away. Zaid on the other side of the map. Falcons are eating good.
My goodness, I thought TNC Pro Team already won that, especially after Lancy with the stolen AOG. Landed it onto so many members, but they held on. The sustainability of the Toms, the revitalize of the Gatakacha. Just enough space, just enough time for Super Marco and Few to deal damage and for Kyle Teasy to show up to help Marco secure his third kill.
They're gonna try to contest. All this while, Falcons fighting 2 fights on 2 fronts. Kyle Teasy secures, but Pandora pays the price. Here comes the rest of them. Salmon Force by Benny Cutie. Super Marco holding back. And they get to retreat, but they pay the price of Flap and Pandora.
They pay the price?
Diversion.
He uses his own diversion from them.
Few blasts and spots the 3 members of TNC.
Man, the game IQ to go ahead and check that out, that could have been really bad if they walked towards that. But hey, it was an attempt from TNC. They tried to make something work. It didn't. Ultimately, they should be able to deal with this Lord pretty well. They're not too far behind. As we take a look here at the items falling into place, you know, how's it looking for TNC though, Renmar?
All right, they're still very close in the gold and the items. No Holy Crystal just yet for Benny Cutie, but he should be coming up on that. Definitely we're feeling the nerfs on the Harith in terms of his damage scaling. But once that Holy Crystal is locked in, it's going to feel like the old Harith again. It delayed a little bit though. Diversion up top, but that's only going to be for macro map control as the members of TNC Pro Team are down bottom. Already 4 items core locked in for Super Marco, just built up his Malefic Roar.
Man, Super Marco still deathless so far. Is he weatherproof too? Right now he's doing fine, but Benny Cutie is just having an amazing game also on the Harith here. So I think for both teams that's going to be a big part of this late game now, you know, taking care of your gold laners, allowing them to have that positioning to be able to move around these team fights for their best ability to fight. Yeah,
it also looks like when it comes to the big team fights, as long as Few can dish out the duality procs from his abilities really well, it messes up the team fighting of TNC, leading to Marco being able to free hit, leading to Flapteezy to be able to deal damage, even though it's not a lot, it's still damage at the end of the day while sustaining the front line for Falcon. So this Low Yi is doing so much in team fights.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
there's a diversion.
Okay.
Fainted by Falcons. Close call. Keeping TNC on their feet.
Yeah, keep them guessing at this point. Conceal going to be used as well. Yawi trying to get some of that information. Again, they're just trying to go ahead and collect what they can. This purple buff, though, is going to get stolen, though, so Zyda won't have that. They're about 40 seconds away from this Lord coming up here, so I don't know, man. I would think like TNC is actually in a position to contest if they want to, and knowing that they have Yawi, and we've seen this actually time and time again, they might just go for that play. You know, and whether that's utilizing the conceal, trying to get a pick off, that might be their best case scenario. If they manage to not get it, then they're okay actually defending in their base as well for this next Lord that could come in.
I wonder where Falcons will, if they're going to try to force a play with a diversion before the Lord, or if they're just going to play it safe. Because right now the team fighting has been, they've been winning, they are leading, getting closer to a 4,000 gold lead, but it's still at a point where TNC Pro Team can out-execute and can turn things around. So I'd like to see Falcons consider taking a risk with a diversion, and here it is.
Whoop.
Oh, no, it's just to move faster to the center of the map.
Yep.
Yawi's in position, too.
They might actually blitz. Something tells me that diversion is going to be used more mid-fight, like the past couple of times it's happened here.
So they started up half health. Yeah, it is seeming like a blitz. They might hold it on, though.
Whoop.
You know, Yawi.
They learned to check where
Conceal.
Yawi is. Super Marco smelled something fishy, and Yawi already has the conceal used up. So this should be a go signal. Oh, wow, look at that chubby wave down bottom. TNC have to work on the map.
Yeah.
They got to get back.
Oh, this is smart. They're sending Few and Marco along with Pandora to shadow them to threaten a split because they know they can quickly get back to the Lord pit with a diversion.
That's dirty.
Wow,
Oh.
great macro.
Yeah, there's the push now for the wave. This could be their green light, though, to go for it. They know it's just Yawi right now. That wave is still pushing in. They go for the reset.
Oh, they have to send Zyda to clear that wave, and now this fight might actually break out. Lord JM flickers back. Yawi still keeping tabs on the two. The flicker and the kick. The AOG stolen away. Few goes down. Here comes Left Easy. Pops his vengeance. TNC not entertaining him. In comes a shadow kill to Zaman Force from Benny. Has revitalized from Pandora. Yawi with the steal. TNC happy with what they got. Can Super Marco punish? The rest of TNC are still moving forward. Left Easy barely alive. Falcons fail to thread the needle. TNC with a steal.
Great on-the-fly repositioning by TNC Pro Team. They were able to avoid the main salvo of damage by Super Marco, and they were able to force back Falcons at the right time for that objective. Kyle TZ, who was targeted by the ultimate of the Hayabusa, wanted to drag it away, but it meant that he was out of range for the retribution. And of course, Yawi with the initiation to start things off, picking off Few. We talked about the Low Yi and how much he was doing for the team fights as long as he was free to combo, and they took out one of their biggest problems right away.
Oh, Yawi again. Okay, he's not going to go force that one. They still have this Lord here they got to deal with. Flap will be forced back into the base. Tier 2 turret's going to fall now on the bottom side. TNC finally having some movement and some space to work with. Or JM, they're going to disengage.
This is Lord number 2, already jumped in on that turret down bottom. Falcons make quick work of it, able to defend their inhibitor. Tier 2 in mid up next.
Yep.
Successful defense by Falcons.
Now that it's 105 seconds away, almost 2 minutes before the Lord spawns, we then go to the stat line presented earlier this day. Teams who have gotten the Evolved Lord 100% of the time win the game. Not instantly, but if you get the Evolved Lord, there's a 100% chance so far that you will take it.
Oh man, if they well, I think that's the thing too, is at this point we're going to see the same kind of choreography for the Lord. It's going to be really up to how they respond to Yawi. Sometimes when he pulls the trigger and goes with a conceal, they back off. They're not able to catch him. And here's a diversion though.
Coming in through that fence brush. 3 gets sent through. Marco, Few, and Kyle. No dice.
Yawi again.
TNC with the successful steal. Grant that purple. Kyle TZ is starved. Falcons not looking to force anything.
Good thing Yawi went into that shrub for a split second right before the diversion ultimate animation ended. If he didn't, this could have been a very different story.
Whoa! Yawi finds a kick onto 1, but it's Pandora. He does get the revitalize. Super Marco in the back line, already using his Wind of Nature. Flapped easy, pops a Counter Inferno, sending back 3 members of TNC. Now, The diversion. Where they go? All the way into the back line. It's Pandora and Few.
It's risky.
JM responds in kind. Few
Oh, no,
figures
Few.
out. Zaida catches him. The stolen. The edgy. No, it's real. Down goes Few. Zaida gets him. Marco blasts Zaida. Dashing out. Now Few pays the price again.
Oh, no.
Lord JM looking to finish it. Pandora goes down. It's all just 3. And about it's perfect timing for the Lord.
Perfect timing for TNC off of that one. It just feels like these Death Sonatas and even the Rhapsodies just can't reach the targets from Super Marco, and so they lose quite a bit of damage that's supposed to be, you know, affecting TNC. So right now, all of this gets them this next Lord. They're gonna wait for that 18+ minute mark.
Did you say the Rhapsodies and the Sonatas? That's literally what got nerfed in Granger.
And it feels bad, man.
His range.
It feels bad. You're seeing it happen real time here.
Yeah. He's still deathless, but at the key moments where you just needed to reach. I feel like it's a little bit of muscle memory as well. If you're Super Marco, he's used to it being able to reach further out. But now that it's been nerfed, it's just not landing as it used to. Not the Evolve Lord just yet, if I'm not mistaken. They took it before the 18-minute mark, so the Lord was not able to evolve.
Man.
But they're still going to go ahead and try to end it with this one.
Oh,
this reminds me.
Even the orange.
This reminds me of when they shortened the length of Gord's beam.
Traumatizing for you, huh?
Lord crashing down bottom lane. Falcons are going to lose this one. And now TNC are inside the base. That's permanent damage. Falcons are going to have to play a tighter macro from here on.
I think they still are going to be fine for this push in unless Yowie has something to say about it. Goes in?
Yowie comes through, catches Few once more. And look at that underneath tier 2. The fight breaks out. The shutdown on the Marco. Zaida finds him. And that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. 3 have been taken out in exchange for the playmaker. Yowie finally falls. But the base is crumbling. TNC are in here. Pandora and Kaltizi have to defend like hell to survive.
Pushing in this middle wave.
4v2. Minions coming in. A lot of abilities already used, but Kaltizi has his ultimate back. Will they defend? Will they hold?
Summoned force by Benny Cutie. They need to push back the minions. The base is about half health. Pandora and Kaltizi holding out. Both immortalities popped.
That's it.
And ladies and gentlemen, the Phoenix soars higher in game 1.
Woo, and TNC will come out. You can hear the crowd behind us taking the first victory. Game 1 right now in this best of 3 versus Team Falcons.
Yowie's Cho, man. Or Cho's Yowie. At this point, both are right. Kicks on point, finding Few at the right times. And I want special shout out to Zaida. He was on